Live. And today I'm with Alexandra Jamieson. And I've had the pleasure of having Alexandra on my podcast in the past, and it was an awesome conversation. And today we're going to do a quick little 15-minute coffee chat as one of my Tuesday chats. So, welcome, Alexandra.
I'm ready with my iced coffee.
Nice, excellent. So we were just chatting here in the pre-show moment about creativity and how important that is to you. And three things really jumped out to me that I thought that would be really nice to concentrate on. And the first one was this notion of, you know, for many people, creativity is a solo act. It's like go off into the cave or off into the studio. Maybe you're blaring some heavy metal, or maybe Bach is your thing, and out comes the masterpiece, right? But often in the workplace, or even in today's complex like systems that we find ourselves in, we need to do more collaborative creation. So that really struck a chord with me when you were talking about the importance of that. And so it'd be fun just to hear a little bit about your thoughts on how we foster that. What are important principles, and just what are maybe some of the risks or some of the things just to watch out for. Oh no, we lost Alexandra. She'll be back shortly. I'm sure she just had a quick disconnect. But, when I was chatting with her earlier about creativity, and this notion that collaborative creation is so critical, it certainly struck a chord with me, because that's very core to the work that we do, and the need to bring together, groups of cross-functional individuals to bring together many different viewpoints and many perspectives. And it's not just about the ideas that I have, but it's the intersections of the ideas that many of us have, and how do we get new, fresh ideas and look at how they collide and how they recombine to create new, just new concepts overall. And so that's certainly really exciting. And wow, I hope she gets to join us here pretty soon. But I will say that the thing for us is always, how do we create the space, invite people in, and just allow those collisions to happen. And we often talk about this notion of specifically around the collisions that can happen with ideas, and how we need to set this up, right? And I think one of the best frameworks to think about this and to make that happen is open, explore, close. I first learned about it in the book, The Participatory Guide to Decision Making. And it is a fantastic book. And, he refers to, in open, explore, close, he refers to the explore as the groan zone. So that often people really dislike it. And I think one of the things to keep in mind is many people feel uncomfortable at various stages of that journey. Some people are closers. They really like to add in all the constraints and think about all the issues we might need to account for and make sure we're making solid decisions. Other people just love generating ideas and thinking about new ways to approach the problem or solve the problem. And so those people are going to love opening. But generally, Sam Kainer's opinion was that in this groan zone, no one enjoys it, except maybe the facilitator. I definitely get really excited when I see two people's ideas collide in some magical way, and then some new thing emerges like a phoenix, and we can kind of embrace it and run with it. And it's kind of pretty magical. And so the thing is, if we don't set up the open, if we just immediately jump into this exploration, we don't have any raw materials to recombine and reconnect and kind of experiment and look at. So we have to have the opener to generate and collect everyone's ideas. And typically we're using this to collect up, listen, make sure everyone's heard, making sure they feel respected and feel like they're part of the process. And then we're going to at some point make sure we move into explore. And this is where we're not just collecting stuff from folks. We're allowing people to kind of take apart the ideas, examine them, and say like, oh, that's interesting. Well, this is an interesting quality of this thing. What if I put this with this or this with that and reconnect it until I have this whole new thing that's greater than the sum of its parts? And that's a really powerful thing to witness and to be a part of and to foster. And as facilitators, if we can encourage teams to find moments like that and walk people through those experiences, we can kind of take them on a journey that gets them to epiphanies and can allow them to create things they wouldn't have otherwise. So anyway, it looks like Alexandra is officially out. I don't know if she's going to be rejoining us. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but we will. I'll just kind of keep going. Maybe she will still join us. Another thing she mentioned to me in the pre-show chat was the freedom and a framework. And I guess the Open Explore Close is a framework that allows you to think about, applying your own kind of moves and approaches in a very kind of, I would say, configurable and flexible way. So it's like a very simple structure. And then there's all sorts of frameworks that you can borrow and lean on as a scaffold, as a support for you as you move through this journey of getting to a decision or getting to some new potential path that you might take with a team or with a project. And we'll say that the world is full of examples of frameworks and tools and methods and structures you might use. We're big fans of studying all of them and finding ways to stitch together, different tools and different approaches. And that's my biggest advice to a new facilitator is, look at the landscape and see what all's out there. Go deep on something, play with it. But once you feel like you're comfortable with that, go find something else. Go see what else is out there. The design sprint's a great example of a structure you can play with. Liberating structures is like a repertoire of 34 methods that can be combined together in all sorts of different orders to create a arc or string to support you on these kinds of journeys. And I think that these are all important considerations and can be great sources for inspiration. And so anyway, I didn't plan on babbling on and on today. Don't know what happened with Alexandra, but I might call it a little short today. We'll see here. So I guess one other thing that I'll mention is was really excited about chatting with her about this notion of finding opportunities to do some work that's outside of things that you can attribute straight to the bottom line. So what she meant by that was you're going to I guess most people are drawn or specifically thinking about or working on these creative endeavors that drive profit, that drive revenue. And instead, can you think about projects that maybe aren't completely fueled by revenue, or that allow you to just express yourself creatively, and maybe your passion projects get you thinking differently, and this can unlock a lot of potential that you maybe didn't even realize you had or didn't even know that was possible. And I think that that's a beautiful idea. It's kind of similar to some of the work that I've seen around, moments, or, a lot of the kind of thinking about creating personal time, meditation, combating burnout, and these kinds of things. So just encourage you to check out her book with her husband, Bob Gower, called Radical Alignment. And they have a framework in that book for creating really, I would say, efficiently creating alignment and getting to some underpinning needs and understanding quickly. And so yeah, check that stuff out. It was really fun chatting with her for the 15 minutes leading up to this. And not sure what happened technically, but there we are. Roll with the punches. That's part of being a facilitator. So thanks anyone that was listening today. Appreciate it. And I'm gonna log off a little bit early here. And I just hope that you all can take a moment to check out her book, Radical Alignment. Maybe check her out on LinkedIn, look her up. And I know she also mentioned that she's got an art show coming up in New York. I didn't catch the name of the gallery. I thought I would ask her that live, but she's not with us to share that now. So maybe look up Alexandra Jamieson, and if you're in New York, and see if you can check out her art show. It'd be a great way to get out and participate in the real world now that things are starting to open up a little more. Pretty exciting. So yeah, check out Radical Alignment. Think about how you create more creativity. I love that. And specifically, how you can involve others in the creative process through, collaborative actions of any sort. How can we bring multiple people together to engage in this work and to create ideas and to mix ideas together and see what comes out and what we can create in the world that is new, novel, and maybe provocative. Excellent. Well, I did manage to almost fill up the LinkedIn required 15 minutes of time here. So again, thank you so much for tuning in and checking out. And hopefully Alexandra is okay and just experiencing a little bit of Wi-Fi issue here today. But again, check out our book, Radical Alignment. Check out our art show. And I'm gonna sign off now. Thank you so much for listening in, and enjoy your day.